Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 219 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we're continuing our focus on communication goals, and we are going to soap it up. We are going to pick one of the improvement areas we talked about yesterday, and we are going to decide on it today. That's our main objective today, is to go through the list we came up with yesterday, or we might come up with something new today as we're doing this exercise, and decide what improvement area, because why not improve something that's challenging us to help us make progress even faster in the area of communication and communication skills. So I had my list of 12 things, and I found a bunch of different criteria, like 25 different criteria or different ways of looking at that list in order to determine which thing I should work on first. Which one do I want to work on first? Which one should I pick? How am I going to decide? So here's 25 different ways and criteria or ways of looking at the list and saying, okay, which one am I going to pick? Because remember, we are actually using our brainstorming tool where I call it the 10-3-1. We come up with at least 10 things, we pick 3, and then we narrow it down to 1. That is actually also part of the SOAP framework. We figure out what our current story is and our desired story. That forms a gap, and the rest of the SOAP framework, the brainstorming options, the analyzing and taking action on an alternative, which is really action for the A, and P, are we making progress? Are we moving toward the goal or the objective or the thing that we want? So what are these 25 ways? I definitely need a magnifying glass for this. Got my magnifying glass all trapped. No surprise there. What are some ways we can look at this list of possible improvement areas, communication continuous improvement areas, and decide which one we're going to choose to soap up tomorrow, starting tomorrow with the S in the SOAP framework? Well, number one, we can assess the impact of that particular improvement area or challenge that we're facing in the area of communication. Number two, we can analyze urgency. How urgent is this? And we've shared a lot of tools that include these things, but I thought it was a pretty cool list, so I want to share it here. Number three, identify the high frequency issues. Do you have a communication challenge that's coming up often? If so, knocking that out might tip down a lot of dominoes, all with one effort. Improve that one thing, and it positively impacts a lot of other communications. Four, prioritize misunderstandings. Is there a person or a relationship or a situation, a type of communication that you tend to be misunderstood? Me, text messaging. Why? Because I don't see very well, so I make a lot of typos, and sometimes my text messages, at least to my kids, are in code, and they have to sit and try to figure out what they are, so they'll usually just pick up the phone and call me. So that would be an area that I might need to prioritize my ability to text. Is there a way that I can do a better job texting? Number five, address communication breakdowns. Are there situations where you know there's going to be communication breakdowns? Number six, evaluate. I can't even read my writing. Well, I'll come back to that one. Number seven, gauge emotional impact. The more emotional impact that a particular type of communication has for you or the people you're involved with, that should go up the ranks in terms of priority when it comes to selecting which ones you're going to work on first. Prioritize customer-facing challenges. So if you have a business, or if you have a job where you interact with customers, and really in every organization, the people before us are our suppliers in the process, the manufacturer or whatever process. People behind us are our customers. So if I work in accounting, everybody that I serve in the organization with my accounting services or my finance services or my quality services are my customers. 9, assess long-term impact of the particular improvement area. Number 10, seek input from all involved. So that's a good one. That's especially when you're on a team or something. Number 11, consider the company culture or your organization's culture. 12, utilize feedback from experts. 13, use data-driven analysis. So if you have any data about different types of communication that need improvement, that helps to make your decision more objective. 14, employ active listening. 15, identify root causes, one of my favorite. 16, focus on high-stake scenarios. Again, high priority, high stake, big deals need to be higher up in the priority list than lower. Obviously, we can use this list of criteria for anything, not just communication challenges. 17, consider the impact on trust. 18, assess alignment with your goals, which is all about this year's challenge. 19, prioritize team communications. 20, evaluate complexity. Number 19, why do we want to prioritize team communications? Because it impacts a lot of people, so it hits a lot of these other things by just putting that as a higher consideration. 21, address ethical concerns. 22, use expert opinions. 23, apply the 80-20 or the Pareto principle. Remember, 20% of the challenges will give you 80% positive results and vice versa. There's all kinds of ways of looking at the 80-20 rule. Number 24, consider time sensitivity. And 25, regularly review and adjust. And let's see if I can go back to the one I couldn't read. Problems with vision. Utilize feedback, seek, prioritize customer facing, evaluate relevance, or I think it says relevance. So evaluate the relevance. Sometimes a communication thing that we want to improve, it really doesn't matter to anybody but us. Now, if it's a high priority for us, then it goes up the list. But if it's not really relevant to what we're doing now or a current situation, probably it can lose priority points. So use one or any or all of these criteria to look at your list and pick which one area of communication you want to soap tomorrow. Me, I don't know yet. I got a list of 12 already, and chances are, as I'm thinking about these things, another one will come up today, and I'll pick something totally different. So you'll find out tomorrow as we hop into the S, the story and situation of our SOAP framework, which one I've chosen. If you're brave, shares yours in the comments below. I will, if I come up with mine before tomorrow morning, I will share it as well. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Any questions, ask. Guide 17 of the Get Up and Go Challenge private Facebook group page always has a write-up about these, as well as, or the topic of the day. So under day 219, when I put that on there this morning, there's a write-up as well as a repeat of this video in guide 16 of that same private Facebook group page. So you're welcome to join that. It's free. It's got all of the challenges from 2020, 2021, the 2022 annual challenge, and then this year's challenge. Guide 15 is last year's challenge, the EU 365-day challenge. And prior to that, every other month I did a 30-plus day challenge during the COVID pandemic and the year following. So there's a ton of information in there on any topic that we talk and discuss, as well as many, many others that we don't talk about and discuss in this year's challenge. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow for day 220 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge.